And here we go. We should officially be live. Yes, we should officially be live. Let's make sure that we do everything right. Let's put this over here. Oof. Put a couple other things. Oof. Do we have this good? Got our water going. I think we have everything. We got everything. Yes. Let's make sure. Let's make sure we have this good. I think we good. We good. For all of you watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the morning coffee stream. For all of you watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, you can officially be part of the stream. On a weekly basis, on a daily basis, all you have to do is comment down below. Be part of the chat room. And at the end of the day, if you are part of the chat room, at the end of the day, yes, you will officially know that you are, interacting with me. I do especially for all of you that have memberships also. Thank you, everybody out here that gets memberships. Huge appreciation to all of you that get memberships. There we go, a little bit closer and a little bit better. Yes, a little bit closer and a little bit better. So for all of you, we're officially going to be doing something. We're going to light this up. But before anything, coffee mode in the morning. I know a lot of people love coffee, and there's a ton of people also that don't really tend to gravitate towards coffee. And, well, we can talk and say what's a good thing for the coffee and what's not. For all of you watching, here we go. Today's Sunday, December 14th, and for all of you, let's cheers to all of you. Have a little bit of coffee, and let's do this Oliva. Today on the stream, I'm going to be doing a review on this one. Let's pop this open. What a beautiful thing. This is Oliva, yes, Serie V. And for some of you that do not know, I like my stogies I like my motorcycles. There's just certain brands that I will show you, and for some of you watching, I know that many of you want me to do any brand. That's not the case in this channel. I only show you the best and only the best, and I try to give you the top best products that you can buy. So for some of you, I hope you guys can hear me. I don't even know if I did a sound check. We're going to do this. We're going to pop this open first. So for all of you, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the top. What you want to do is lick the top a little bit, just a little bit. And now you can cut it. Here we go. That's a fairly good cut. It is Sunday. Fairly good cut. Now I have a different lighter. You guys seen my lighter before, but there's my other lighter. I'm gonna be using this. I'll show you how to use it. And at the end, if I need a little bit of a match, I have the match right here, ready to rock and roll. All right, so let's light this up. And let's line up our Stogie. I'm going to tell you the review on the Stogie. I'm also going to tell you what flavors it has. I'm going to also tell you if it's good for the morning and the afternoon. We're going to also talk about a couple other things. For all of you that do not know, yes, that's Eagle Rare. We're going to talk about whiskey, yes. And for all of you who have any topics in the chat room, light it up. It is early morning Sunday. 11:16. Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. Yes. Number one. It is 11:16 a.m. December 14th. Here's a nice little lineup. Shout out to all of you. It's Sunday. I do expect a lot of people to be sleeping. So for all of you, you can rewatch this one. Oliva Serie V. Looks good, right? Well, it's not done yet. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the tip is completely ashed up and toasted. Right? Ashed up and toasted. Fabanaka Space, I see you. Over here, Oliva Serie V. That should be good to go. What you could do also is, while this is happening, take a sip of your coffee. And I'm doing some, yes, Pelon coffee today. This is the creaminess of that beautiful sugar that I have put in here. I don't like black coffee. How do you like your coffee? Do you like it black? Do you like it with creamer? Or do you like it like a colada? Here we go. Cheers, all of you. Cheers. This is Cuban coffee I'm having. I'm not even Cuban. Let's take a poll in the chat room and see how you like it. Everyone in the poll in the chat room. I did put a poll in the chat room. Here we go for all of you. Let's do this. Now what I'm going to do is, all I'm going to do is simple. I'm going to use a match. So let's match this up and let's officially get the first puff on here. A little bit windy out here, so if it's windy, what we're going to do is we're not going to be using the matches. We're going to be using our torch. So let's torch this up a little bit. And we're going to officially do our first. I think we should be good, but I'm going to make sure that we get a little bit better. Here we go. I think we officially got it. Yes. I think we officially got it. So, ooh, real nice. It's a little bit different compared to some of the other stogies that I've been reviewing. Oliva V. It's one of my favorites. Honestly, one of my favorites out of all of the stogies that you can find at the store. Why is it one of my favorites? Because it's rich. It's almost like full-bodied. But it's not really full-bodied, if I could say that. Yeah. Jason K, good to see Jason K. Good to see King in the chat room. Good to see Fabanaka. And for all of you, let's take another puff. But currently, I'm doing Oliva V. Serie V. Ooh, it's nice. It also gives you a little bit of almost, it gives you like a rich, almost molasses kind of a taste. There is a little bit of this little bit of a, I can't say spicy, but just a little bit spicy, not too spicy. A little bit spicy, not too spicy. And you can tell my lips are chapping because it's a little bit rich. You get a little bit of cedar wood, right? Cedar wood flavors, which is good. You always try to find that, especially if you're putting your stogie in a humidor, right? And if you're wondering my deep voice, well, I just woke up, so for all of you, my deep voice, it'll be a little bit deeper today in the morning. All of you, here we go. We're going to do this more. And again, beautiful construction. I like this one a lot. This is, here we go. Let me say it. This is 6x60 Serie V. 6x60 Serie V. That's a size. That's a size. Ring gauge is 60. Length is 6. It was 6 inches by 60. Which we could say Toto Gordo. We could say Toto Gordo, right? We could all say that. You can't go wrong with this. And the best part about this is, let me explain to you what the best part about this stogie is. This is a great review we're going to do. But the best part about it is that it's not overwhelming. It doesn't give you a ton of crazy notes that you might not want. You know, sometimes when you're getting a stogie, I'm not trying to sell you this. I'm trying to give you a good informative review. Sometimes when you get a stogie, shout out to Farm Kitty. When you get a stogie and you light it up, the first thing sometimes you get is a lot of pepper. The pepper might make you say, oh, this is strong. But it's not strong. It's just the flavors. This one doesn't have that. It does have spices. And sometimes also you get stogies. Yeah, you get stogies when you first do it. Not only get pepper, you get more of that woody note, bitter woody note at the beginning sometimes, or a sweeter woody note, or sometimes just a sweeter note. And then as you start getting far and far, it starts getting bitter and bitter. It doesn't mean initially that it's getting bitter and bitter. If you're getting a stogie out there, just the strength, that's what it is. Most of the time, the strength you can start feeling from there, boom, 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 and then the strength starts getting stronger and stronger, right? But the point of the matter is, this is a great one. If you have never had a stogie, this is really for enthusiasts or even a rookie. I really like this a lot. One of the main reasons is because those spices are not hitting me in my throat. They're not hitting me in my flavor buds. They're not hitting my tongue too hard. They're not hitting my nostrils too hard. I really like this. Now, let's get the levels of pepper notes that we could say. Oliva doesn't have an insane amount of pepper notes, right? It has almost like a, they always have a sweetness on their wrapper, but like Arturo Fuente has good amount of different ones. If you don't know what that is, you could look that up. Good amount of different stogies, and most of them do have a pepper pop. They're strong, some of them strong, but not too strong, right? They're perfectly balanced. But this one creams hard, right? It creams hard, and I just like everything of it so far. Beautiful construction. Construction so intact that I don't even have to light it up. Get this at Joanne chat room. It's so intact. And now I'm just getting almost coffee notes. Beautiful, sweet coffee notes. I'm going to say like a coffee that has a creamer. Like a coffee that has a creamer. It has a little bit of sweet coffee notes. What kind of coffee? You're probably like a hazelnut coffee. That's what it reminds me of, like a hazelnut coffee with a little bit of spice, obviously, and just a tad bit of that cedar, a little bit of cedar wood. Really nice, exceptional. Let's put this down, and what I'm gonna do is. This is a coffee stream, right? Jason Kane, shout out to Jason Kane. Let's drink this up. There's something we have to talk about. And one thing is drinking water. Do you drink water when you have your stogie and your coffee? Sometimes it's good. Reasons why is because you can reset your flavor buds, and It's a good experience when you have a little bit of coffee, right? When you reset your taste buds, your flavor buds. But I do tell you guys already know if you haven't already figured out, always get some good scissors to cut your stogie with, right? For the morning streams, I try to be as relaxed as possible, so I am sitting down. Shout out to all of you. Oliva, Serie V. Don't forget that we have a poll in the chat room. Click the poll in the chat room. Click the poll in the chat room. Now, is this one better than the last stogie we had on the last live stream? Yes. This one is 100% better than the last stogie we had on the last live stream. Yes. And if you didn't see the last live stream, you have to tune in. You have to tune in. We got about $100 super chats, and then we were able to do the review, right? Able to do the review. Point matter is, here we go. Let's take a little tad bit here. Now, my voice is a little bit deeper in the morning because I just woke up. But let me explain to you something. I do know that people out here, I'm going to put this on the stream. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this dirty bottle on the stream. Let's put this dirty bottle. I had this dirty bottle. Let's put the dirty bottle out here. Let's put 2 bottles out here, all right? Proofing on this one. Let's put 2 bottles out here. 2 empty bottles. Let's put 2 empty bottles. By the way, for some of you that want to know what this is a lighter. It's a good lighter. If you're lighting up your stogies, it's a great lighter. Best part about it is right here. You see right here? It tells me. It tells me how much propane. Butane. I said propane. Propane. It crazy, man. It tells me how much butane it has. And also, we could open it up and close it up. You see this? Boom, boom, boom. Close it up and open it up. And over here, you can officially get it a little bit stronger and lighter, right? But this is officially a lighter. So I'm going to show you. Look at how it goes. Open, closed, boom, bam, bam. You saw that? Bam, bam. Let's get this harder. Watch. This is going to be the strongest possible. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. By the way, somebody had asked, is this a 4-burner? Yes, it is. And if he's wondering what a 4-burner is, look, it's a 4-burner. Here we go. You can see the 4. That's what you call a 4-burner. I like to use this on my barbecue too, but the problem is if I use this on my barbecue, woo! If I use this on my barbecue, I lose that butane real quickly. Real quickly, for all of you watching morning stream, Oliva V, Serie V, really good, really phenomenal. But we're going to talk about these whiskeys, right? We're going to talk about this because some people don't understand. Some people don't understand. By the way, shout out to my chat room. Shout out to my chat. Remember, it's morning. It's the morning. People sleep. It is 11:30 a.m. I woke up today at 5 a.m. I don't tend to wake up all the time at 5 a.m., but I do recommend some of you try to wake up in the morning early. And for all of you, yes, delicious, somebody says. Okay, I don't want this to fall. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to teach you how we're going to do it. Okay, you're just going to tap it on the side, and you're just going to twirl it. There you go, twirl it. It's as easy as it is. Here we go. Look at this. When you do that, make sure you take your first puff, okay, after that. Shout out to all of you guys are amazing. Shout out to Two-Faced AM, that's his new name. Shout out to AM, thank you so much. It is the morning, and I will be teaching you a little bit of why people officially pick out the wrong whiskeys, right? Pick out the wrong whiskeys with their stogie. By the way, I'm just gonna say this. By the way, I just woke up, so I'm still waking up. This is phenomenal. Sweet, very nice and sweet. It's not overdundant on the spots. Shout out to AM. Shout out to AM. 6'7", 6'7". 6'7". He said 6'7" in the chat room. I don't even know what that means. Over here I am. Thank you so much. And let's take one puff and let me tell you what I taste. Ooh. I'm tasting a lot of different things, but one thing I am tasting is that there's a coffee note. It's a coffee note. It's almost like a coffee that has creamer in it. Very beautiful. And by the way, for all of you that want to know, just stepped in here. This is a 6x60. AM, I see you, AM. AM sending a little appreciation in the chat room. Fun appreciation. It does have a tad bit of one thing that I didn't mention earlier that I'm starting to taste. I'm getting a little bit of dark chocolate on here, but the dark chocolate isn't your ordinary dark chocolate. This is very, very nice. Also, the coffee note that I told you, it is still there, but almost like a creamer coffee, like if you're having a Starbucks coffee, right? Spend it here, AM. It looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. If you guys get jewels and rupees, you can always send them in the chat room, and it lights up the chat room. I think it's really cool. Any of you could spam the chat room with those rupees. I think for all of you that do know, yes, it's a fun time, and it does help out the channel. If you don't know how to help out the channel, be part of the chat room, and you could always send a super chat or little ruby emojis. Yes, ruby emojis. Again, this is real good over here. Jason Kane. Oh, I want to have some of that too. Jason Kane says, I use goat milk as a creamer in my coffee. So good. Oh, that's for goats. I should be drinking that. I'm a goat, right? I'm just joking. I can't. Look, a goat can say he's a goat. But the point of the matter is, am I the greatest of all time at the live streams? Well, when it comes to stogies, I think I am the best stogie reviewer currently live stream. When it comes to whiskey, I think I'm the best live stream whiskey reviewer live stream, right? And when it comes to food, we're number one. We're number one. There's no other channel that's better than us. Anyways, let's put that aside. By the way, thank you so much, Jason Kane. Jason Kane, thank you so much. Huge appreciation, Jason Kane. I really appreciate the morning appreciation on Super Chats. Anyways, the point of the matter is, I'm going to take another puff of this. I do recommend all of you. If I tell you to buy it, it's a good one. Here's the band. Especial. Handmade. Now, I'm going to say this. For any of you that are new into this, don't go straight into this, okay? If you're new into this, don't go straight into this. My recommendation is, if you're new into this, get something that's light. Start with a Connecticut leaf. Connecticut leaf will be lighter in the color, right? It's going to be almost tan. Start with a Connecticut and then move your way up. Shout out to my member. Oh, we got Who Dat in the chat room. Shout out to our member and moderator, Who Dat. Kitcha K. Thank you for tuning in the morning. All right, let's talk about some whiskeys while I'm doing this. And for all of you, we're going to cheers with a little bit of that Cuban coffee. Can you guys see the Cuban coffee? Let me show you. There we go. Look at this. Okay, so how much sugar do I use? I use regular sugar, okay? Here's the technique. Regular sugar, you're going to be doing about 6 teaspoons. I do about seven tablespoons. And six tablespoons. You're going to be blending it. I'm going to have to show you one day. But let's drink a sip. I'm going to tell you exactly how this is. First things first, you got to brew your coffee. All right, let's get that out of the way. You're going to brew your pelon or your Bustelo. You brew your coffee. Where you pour your coffee, you're going to have a little bit of sugar. You're going to put sugar, like 6 tablespoons of sugar. And then once you're brewing your coffee, you see that foam? Well, that is foam that it's melted down. It's caramelized sugar. Anyways, the point of the matter is, once you brew we're going to do that next week. I'm going to show you guys how to do some Cuban coffee. You pour it into that sugar just a little bit, and then you just stir it. Once you start stirring, you start caramelizing that sugar. It melts, and it gets nice and foamy. Once you finish doing that, it gets nice and foamy. Then you put your coffee, and that's where you get that beautiful. Look at that foam. That's sugar foam, yeah. That's sugar foam, yeah. I like to have that. Let me take another sip. Ah, that's good. That's good. Jason K knows we have a couple of law enforcement that do watch us. Shout out to all the law enforcement that do watch us. I know in the in the PD, a lot of people in the PD, they like to have different kind of coffee. They like to have dark coffee. One of the biggest things, if you're working in the PD, if you're working in the PD, one of the biggest things is they like to have dark coffee. Dark coffee is quick, it's fast. But the problem is with dark coffee, I just don't enjoy it, right? But in the chat room, let me know if you enjoy dark coffee. I just don't enjoy dark coffee like it should be. Dark coffee, man, it's crazy. Every coffee is going to be different. Only thing I don't like about dark coffee, for some of you that want to know, hit that like button. Do me a favor if you're watching. Hit that like button. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. One thing I don't like, it's watery. It's watery. And Jason King says, no, it's so bland. Yes, it's bland and watery. Dark coffee to me, it's just boring. It's very boring. And dark coffee, I like to put a creamer. Yes, who dat? I see you, who dat? I like to put a creamer. I like to put a creamer, yes. I like to put it. Now, you've seen my creamer that I like to put. I showed you on the morning streams before. I like to buy the Starbucks creamer. It's easy going and easy to do. You just pour a little bit of that creamer, and it's real, real good. Oh, we got somebody, a Miami Heat fan. In the chat room, Miami Heat fan. They got to hold it down. Anyways, for all of you, yes, I am from Florida. I am from Miami. And for some of you, remember, okay, you don't inhale this all the way to your lungs. You keep this to your mouth. Only to your mouth. You get the flavors. And all the flavors are literally there. So far, we're almost at the midpoint of this stogie. A stogie's good, real good. We're going to talk about those whiskeys, right? We're going to talk about those whiskeys of why you are probably buying the wrong whiskey. And also, we have the Eagle Rare in the back, right? Let me start by saying, if you're having a stogie like this, sometimes you don't need a very, very strong whiskey. One of the reasons why a lot of people, when they're doing their stogies, they like to go to Scotch whiskey. For example, I have a Scotch whiskey out here. For example, here's just a good example. Some people like to have some Scotch whiskey. Now, the reason why Scotch whiskey is something that people like to have with their stogies is because it's low proof. And for some of you that do not know, yes, we're Americans, and as Americans, we don't care about what the crowd says. We do what we want, right? Man, my finger's dirty. My finger dirty. Look at that. My finger dirty. Oof. Anyways, point of the matter is, yes, people like to have low proof whiskey. And that's a good thing. And that's something always that some of you should definitely try to figure out. If you're having a stogie, for example, this one is a little bit in the realm of, we could say, full to medium body. To me, this one to me seems just like a medium body, right? Medium bodied stogie, but for some of you might be full bodied. I'm gonna say it does have a richness on here, so if it does have a richness, it should be full bodied. Let me do it one more time. Let's see. Okay, yes, this should be a little bit like full body, right? Over here, Houdan says, "Did you eat?" I'm gonna eat after this. Yes. I'm gonna eat after this. The point of the matter is, when it comes to your whiskey, if you're buying some whiskey with your stogie, you do not want to buy a whiskey that has high proof. If you get a whiskey that gets high proof, it will take over the flavors of your stogie. It all depends on really what your stogie tastes like. My recommendation for some of you, know what your stogie tastes like. Like this one right now, I'm getting to I'm getting to the middle point of this stogie, and I'm starting to get a little bit of like molasses. A little bit of molasses, a little peppers, not pepper, a little bit of spice still flowing. Got a little bit of spice still flowing, right? And not only do we have a little bit of spice still flowing, we still have that sweetness that it's backed up with like a little bit of chocolate. But the main thing is, yeah, coffee. Coffee note is the main thing that I'm finding on here. So when you're having a whiskey, low proof whiskey is always good to have with a stogie. Now, this one over here, I believe this one is about 80 something proof. This one on the side over here, if I remember correctly, I think that one was 90 something proof. I think it was 90 something proof. And then over here, this one over here, this one's about 100, 100 and 101. 101 or 102 proof. So this is gold, Blanton's gold. This is going to live at 14. And this is pure Kentucky, right? So out of all of these, low proof whiskey will help you find more of those flavors in your stogie, and it helps you out throughout your whole experience with a stogie. I do know a lot of people that don't like low proof whiskey. And if you don't like low proof whiskey, it's because you just don't know, right? There was a certain time in social media, we're going to drink this one more time. Okay, there was a certain time in social media. It was a certain time that people just didn't like low proof whiskey. They didn't like it because it was a trend. It was a trend to say, you know what, you only drink high proof whiskey. But it shouldn't be a trend, okay? Especially with this one. Again, I'm going to go for another puff over here, and I'm going to give you the final breakdown of what we are on the halfway point. Halfway point on this Oliva V, Serie V. Halfway point, I do get a little bit of pepper. I do get a little bit of spice on here. I still have that sweetness. I'm also getting just a little bit of almost like a hazelnut, okay? It's almost like I was telling you earlier, it's almost like if I put a Starbucks creamer and I had a hazelnut kind of a creamer into some coffee, it has that. And I like that taste in my mouth, in my teeth, just going around and just blasting my tongue, right? Shout out to all of you. That's what she said. Here we go. Let's do this over here again. Another thing. It is pretty creamy on here. It's pretty creamy. I was starting to think that it was the coffee that I was having, but it's pretty creamy. It's pretty creamy. I'm going to say all around, you're just going to have a great experience with this. Now, the price on this one, price on this one, you're looking at close to $15. Sometimes you can see them for $16. I do know there's some stores, or sometimes I don't know the difference between the Serie V. There's different kind of Serie V cuts or different kind of sizes, and the different sizes make these stogies go up in price. Now, if you don't know, there's one that's a torpedo, box press torpedo, right? Or you can say box press. The best cigar rollers the best stogie rollers, yeah, the best stogie rollers in the factory do those. So if you get a regular one like this, any one of those stogie rollers can do this. But only the best stogie rollers can do the one that has the peaky end, and they call that a pyramid or a torpedo, okay? Those are the hardest ones, honestly, to create and to make. So for all of you, I'm going to say that if you do find one, it's going to be a little bit more price because the stogie roller, he's doing a specialty stogie for any of you. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't get the fascinating experience between that one that I just spoke about that has a pointy end, right? Which they call it a torpedo, or you could call it a pyramid. I don't get the great experience that I have on that one compared to this one. It's on 60 by 60 Toro Gordo, and I like this a little bit more for my pocket. I get the same flavors that I would on the other one. Maybe the other one that I'm talking about, the same Serie V, but a different size. Maybe the other one has more woody notes, right? Woody notes, and they might have more. Last time I remember, I think it had more. It had more woody notes, and it had more of a leather note. Had more leather, woody note, and what was the other? What was another? I think there was another note that it had mainly. I think it was coffee, more coffee notes. This one was getting more chocolate. So just know what you buying, right? Shout outs to Two Face AM. He says, "Damn, Oliva is usually fairly priced here. Every state has a different price." Every state has a different price. Over here, $100 bill, red face baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for appreciation. Hughes, thank you for any of you that sent appreciation on the stream. Thank you so much for sending out that little appreciation on here. Let's put this up. Over here, somebody says, Le Bijou. Le Bijou is my top favorite, Le Bijou, but that's a different company. We talked about Le Bijou and my father's stogies last week. I think I still have a wrap around here of my father. For all of you, here we go. We're going to put this aside. So for some of you, I just want to make sure low-proof whiskey with a stogie, it's always good to have. So if you do have any low-proof whiskeys, right, take them out. Take them out. If there's a whiskey you don't like, right, for example, I'm just going to give you just an example. This is not. I showed this on the last stream, but I still have it out. Just going to give you an example. This is straight dookie. This whiskey's straight dookie. Big time straight dookie, right? But it doesn't mean that it's super dookie, right? Why isn't it super dookie? Because, well, I'm having a stogie, and maybe just a couple notes that this has, just a couple notes that this have might actually complement this stogie by just drinking it. So for some of you, if you have a horrible straight dookie whiskey, if you have a super straight dookie whiskey, right, take it out, pour it. Have it with your stogie. You never know. Some of the flavors that you might have in your straight dookie whiskey, they might actually help. They might actually help your experience with the stogie. And I do want to say for all of you, shout outs to Who Dat says her stogies, she gets them internationally. Cut out the middleman and get them cheap. Shout outs to all of you. There is a factory down here of my father. There's factories down here, man. A lot of factories down here of stogie brands. If you ever come to Miami for any of you, my father's stogie should be here. Padron. Yes, the factory is here in Miami. Also, I do recommend a lot of you, if you do come visit Miami, go check out my father, huh? My father, the factory down here. Go check out Padron. And over here, let's do this over here. For all of you watching, hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't, don't lose this channel. And let's see if I find more notes on here. It's such a good one. But I have to say, to me, sometimes they're inconsistent. This one sometimes inconsistent. To me, I'm not going to say to all of you, but to me, this one, for some reason, sometimes I like it more, sometimes I like it less. Sometimes I like it, like right now, I like this a lot. I like this a lot right now. Sometimes I like it less. I do know that they don't go by batches, but I just in my head, I just know, because I just know how to, right? I know about them. Every season, there's a different season every season, right? So the leaves are just going to be a tad bit different. And it doesn't say over here on this one, it doesn't say when it's created, unless you have the box. If you have the box of your stogie, that's when you know when it's created. Usually there's a little paper down below. It tells you the year it's boxed. And that's usually when you know. But so far, so good for all of you. We have a lot of people watching in the morning. I hope you guys are having a good time in the morning, enjoying. And I'm finishing up this coffee. Shout out to all of you. Finish off this coffee real quick. Still got a little bit of that sugar on the walls. Look at the sugar. By the way, yes, this is a B. This is a B. I like insects. I just don't like that they sting you, right? Oof, they sting you, bees sting you, and then boom, it's it. The life is over. The life is over. But bees are, they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. I like butterflies and I like moths. They're pretty nice. I don't like roaches. I'll tell you that right now. Roaches are disgusting, man. Any one of you likes roaches in the chat room, there's something wrong with you. I remember one time there was a girl in a pet shop one time, and she had a roach on. She's like, look at the roach, a nasty straight dookie, straight dookie. Zeus over here. Oliva V. Now it is changing a lot. I'm getting more of that leather note. There's a tad bit of a leather note on here that it's a little bit kind of weird. If you don't know, because you don't drink whiskeys, leather note, it's almost just think of some soup and think of you just dropped your shoe in there by accident. It's like a little bit of a weird funky note. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, depending on how it's blend, whatever it is. If it's a whiskey, if it's a stogie, there's a tad bit of a leatherness on here. The chocolate, it's enhancing a little bit higher than it was at the beginning. The coffee note is still kind of there, but it's fading off more and more. Maybe because I'm drinking some of that coffee. And at the end of the day, you still have the spices. It still tastes a little bit sweet. But it's the sweetness is little by little going away, and we're getting a little bit more of that chocolate note. It's a Oliva Serie usually. The Olivas usually have getting more of that chocolate note. And over here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off too, because this look at the perfect stogie, man. This stogie's perfect, man. Perfect stogie. Ooh, real good. I'm gonna take this off. So yes, if you want a lot proof whiskey, this is why people love they love those light proofers. Now, don't be knocking anybody because they like low proof whiskeys. You don't know them, right? Don't knock them because they like low proof whiskeys. Never knock them. If there was two of my favorite whiskeys to have with this would be right here in front of us. The Gold and the Pure Kentucky. Those would be two that I would like to have. The Pure Kentucky has exactly what you might think. It has a tobacco note, and it does add to this. Also, this has a tobacco note, but it's richer than this one. This one supposedly have more age. This one's supposedly a little bit more richer. At the end of the day, which one would I have? I would have whichever of them I would have with this. Those are two great whiskeys to have. And let's knock this out. So what you want to do is, look, you got to make sure that you don't, if you're walking around, this hits your shoe, oof. If it hits your shirt, oof. If it hits your thigh or your knees, oof. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pat this, boom, like that. Boom, pat it right here. Yeah, pat it right here, boom. You got to do that. Wow. Shout out to Who Dat. Who Dat says over here, Who Dat says, her name is Fuck It Eddie in the chat room. One of our great moderators, one of our great supporters. Shout out to one of our great supporters. By the way, on this stream, Jason Kane. I hope you're enjoying this stream, Jason Kane. Get yourself a coffee. Go stop at one of those windows. Go get yourself a coffee. Get yourself a stogie, right? Shout out to Jason Kane. Who that says in the chat room, she says, I'm putting some black velvet in my coffee this AM. I live in Idaho. It's a little bit nippy out here. It's nippy. Oof. Shout out to all of you that know what it is to be nippy. Real nippy, real nippy. Outstanding. Ooh, now it's getting, whoa. Time out. Now it's getting a little bit turned up. It's turning up just a tad bit. Getting a little bit spicy leather turn up on here. A little bit spicy, a little turned up on here. I could taste it. It's almost turning into like a. It's turning into like a. We could say like a dark chocolate. With a dark coffee. It's starting to turn into this like an espresso coffee that was not made well. Oof. We could say that maybe right now at this point, it does seem to be full body. It's getting full body right now on the midpoint. On the halfway point, it is getting full body. It is getting full body. A lot of people in the chat room are saying AM. AM is AM in the chat room. A lot of people are saying AM. Here we go. Such a good one. Indefinitely, 100%. We got dark chocolate. Hazelnut is still there. There's a nutty note that's really ramping up. Dark chocolate's still there. It's almost getting to the point that it's turning into an espresso, like an espresso bomb. Espresso bomb with one thing that's creating that, I'm not going to say a horrible feel, but it's creating a strong, full body kind of a complexity. We have a pepper note on here that's starting to ramp up a little bit more than it was before. And the sweetness, honestly, the sweetness is fading off just tad more than before. We're at the midway point. We are at the midway point. It's still beautiful. It's still creamy. It's still creamy. But it is ramping up. This Oliva Serie V is starting to ramp up. It's like the fourth quarter. It's like the third quarter. It's like the third quarter in an NFL game. It's starting to ramp up. And if you liked what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. Review so far. It's a beautiful review so far, right? We're getting to full body experience right now. Full body experience on the stogie. Started off medium, and now we are getting to the full poundage, full impact, right? Full poundage right in your mouth, full poundage impact right in your mouth. This is giving you like that NFL D, you know? Today, who's going to give the more D? New England Patriots, are they going to give the bigger D? Or the Buffalo Bills going to give all that D, full D. What's it? The NFL today, Sunday NFL. Who's going to give them more D? AM in the chat room. Ripper Crew in number one. Yes. Full body. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. If your city's snowing, let us know if it's snowing in your city. I hate snow. Let us know if it's snowing in your city because I can't stand snow. By the way, would you consider it more a morning or this to me? This is not an afternoon. This is not an afternoon stogie. Don't have this when the sun's out, okay? Don't have this when the sun's out. This would be evening or morning. Evening or morning stogie. So again, thank you so much for bringing that up. Oliva Serie V. Evening or morning stogie. Do not have this in the afternoon with the sun blazing your neck. This is not one of those to have with the sun blazing your neck. Do not have this. If you're inside the house and you have a good, you know what, that'd be cool, right? If I had a spot in my house that I could officially put like one of those AC system things that just takes out all the smoke, I would do it inside. If you have the possibility to do that inside, say you have a cigar, say you had a stogie room, right? You can have this any time of the day, but preferably morning or night for this stogie. Thank you so much, Huda, for adding to the stream, helping me out. And for all you moderators, you can always help out whenever, right? Here we go, let's do this over here. I gotta say though, I like my stogie better than this. I like my stogie better than this. But let's not talk about my stogie. One thing that this old is needed. If this stogie had a little bit of like a cherry note, like a little dark little, maybe like something a little bit like to the point that it's almost like a Maduro, right? If it had something like that, like a just like a little cherry pop in here, like I'm not gonna say a super fruity note, but I'm gonna say like if it, what's the words that I can use? Like a little bit of dark fruit, it would be insane. Would be insane. Over here, Houdan says, "What's my favorite stogie?" After I have dinner, my own stogie. My own stogie is my favorite to have after dinner. My own stogie is my favorite to have after dinner because my own stogie has a depth of richness. It's almost syrupy. It's almost syrupy, nice, rich. My own stogie is personally my favorite thing to have after dinner. And for all of you, none of you can get my stogie unless you are a member. If you're a member or a wrench, that's the only way you can get a gift from me. You also have to be super chatting often. You have to be part of the community, help out the community. And I will tell some of you, I like to give out gifts. I like to give out gifts. Here we go. Let's see how the construction is so far. Construction is good. I could tie it up a little bit if I want to. But I could just let it roll, right? Let's let it roll. Let's let it calm down. You have to understand when you're doing a stogie, even if you're doing a stogie review or if you're trying out the stogie, let it rest. Let it rest. You can't be walking the dog every 5 minutes. All right, the dog can only be walked so many times till he says they don't want no more walking. And that's how you should treat your stogie, right? You don't want to walk a stogie every second. Oh, by the way, let's move this out of the way. Let's move this out of the way. Let's move this out of the way too. Okay, so we have Eagle Rare in the back. Okay, what do I have to say about Eagle Rare? Eagle Rare in the back. Okay, let's say the honest truth about Eagle Rare. If you're watching right now and you're seeing Eagle Rare on your screen, that bottle right there is fantastic to have with this. It doesn't have the crazy proof. That one over there is 90 proof. If you want a good bourbon that goes with a good stogie, that one's a good one too. 90 proof. It doesn't have to be crazy 120 proof, right? It doesn't have to be crazy 120 proof. You could get a good one like that. But the only issue with that whiskey we have in the bag, only issue with that whiskey is it's hard to find. Not only is it hard to find, it costs money if you do find it, right? It costs money if you find it. Let's put this over here. It costs money if you find it, and well, let's just say it like this: it isn't something that you want to go out there and look for. There's a lot of other whiskeys out there you can buy. It doesn't have to be Buffalo Trace, right? Now, what do I have Buffalo Trace in the back? I don't know. I don't know why I have Buffalo Trace in the back. I just have it in the back because those are my empty boxes. Right, my empty boxes. I like to just keep them out here so that I can just look, and when I look, it gives me a craving, right? It gives me a craving. And for some of you, if you're watching, you see the beer on the side, right? You see the box of beer. I need to throw it away. But the point of the matter is, that's a good one. Yingling, Golden Pilsner. I do recommend a lot of you today. It's football day. If you want a good beer, get yourself a Yingling. Are we going to finish the stogie on the stream? The first ever stream I have ever finished a stogie. Is this going to be the stream? Hey, you never know. It might be. You see what I do? I troll it. Okay, and now when you do troll it, you're going to be able to get all those ashes out. We're going to have to relight this one because I want to balance this stogie out. You see how it's a little bit unbalanced? So all I'm going to do is just going to do one pass on there. Should give it some good heat. And now we should officially start to see that rolling tightly. We're going to put this up in the top. Now, another thing, too, I do recommend a lot of you, I'm doing this review, right? I recommend a lot of you to have some food. Okay, have some food before you have your stogie. If you don't have food, have some sugar. My coffee has sugar, so that should be quite enough. By the way, I do know who that's probably here enjoying. You hear the dog next door. Well, the dog next door is actually one of her favorite dogs, right? If she knows what dog it is, let me know. Look at that. So far, so good. Or the best thing about doing it outside is, best thing, somebody says Doberman. That ain't no Doberman. That ain't no Doberman. Do you guys hear that? That ain't no Doberman. Ooh, that ain't no Doberman. You heard that? That's a little screech. That ain't no Doberman. All right, here we go. Let's do this over here one time. Now, when you're outside, you're going to get a lot of wind going into your stogie. It's going to be creating. By the way, we have somebody in the chat room who's a Jet fan. Oh, hell nah. We got a Jet fan in the chat room. Holy Lord. No. If you're a Jets fan, you know what they say. Jets. Suck. Oh, man. How many New York Jets fans? That's a good response. We got a 49ers fan in the chat room. Type in the chat room what your NFL team is, and I'll mop you up or I'll give you some praise. 49ers, they got some going. Yes. They got something going. But do they have everything going? Woof, I don't know. I don't think everybody's healthy in the 49ers, or are they? In the chat room, somebody says Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are they're breaking records. Shout out to the Phillies, Philadelphia Eagles. They made me lose so much money in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to say Philadelphia Eagles, they're on a streak of the biggest losing streak of their career right now. Yes? Biggest losing streak of the career. Them Dolphins are on the biggest winning streak of the. How about them Dolphins? Shout out to Miami Dolphins. They're in the most pointless winning streak of the year. Why win all these games? But they're winning them. Why are they winning them? I have a feeling they're winning them because nobody wants to get fired. Shout out to them Dolphins. This is getting completely full impact. Leather note is really ramping up. A little bit of pepper. The pepper is starting to ramp up just a little bit, but it's not noticeable. The coffee note, it's almost like an espresso note now. An espresso. Chocolate, it's going back and forth. Espresso, dark chocolate. There's no bitterness at all, but it does have a little bit of that. Still has that sweetness on that, like almost like a hazelnut. There was something underlining different here on this point of stogie, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. There's something different. It's almost like there's a little bit of let me see what it could be. How about them Dolphins? Yeah. Hi. For all of you, hit that like button if you like the stream so far. This is a morning stream. We're 60 minutes in. 60 minutes in. We're an hour in. We are an hour in, and I think we have to tad this up a little bit. So far, good. I think we're going to maybe just a little bit. Okay, there is a little bit of a. It's almost like a. I don't know if I could explain to you. It's like a fig, a molasses fig, or maybe a raisin. Molasses fig or a raisin kind of a note that is inducing me into a complete mouth-watering sizzle. Wow. It's almost like some molasses, like a little molasses figgy note. Little raisin kind of note in here it's going really well. Now, if I can explain to you one chocolate that really I like, and that reminds me of that raisin, chunky chocolate. Chunky chocolate is my favorite chocolate in the world. Now, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, so if it's your favorite, this should be your favorite. Well, this is not my favorite stogie in the world, right? It's one of my favorite, top 20 favorite stogies, right? But chunky, if you ever had chunky chocolate, ooh, chunky chocolate, man. If you ever had chunky chocolate, it's my favorite chocolate in the world. Yes, some of you might like what is it called? Ferrero? What is it? Ferrari? There's like I think it's called Ferrero chocolate. Some of you might like Hershey's chocolate. Other people out here might like that. What is it called? Tabaroon chocolate. Tabaroon chocolate. There's other chocolates out there like Baby Roots. There's other chocolates out there like what is the famous chocolate? Famous chocolate, right? There's a famous chocolate called Famous Chocolate. There's a lot of chocolates out there, but one of my favorite chocolates is chunky chocolate. And chunky chocolate has, not only does it have a raisin inside of it, it has a nut, like a nut inside of it. And that nut makes that chocolate real good. Shout out to the ladies, know what's up. But this does have a little bit of almost that molasses, the rich, right now at this point, almost like a squashed up fig or something. No, maybe it's not a fig. Maybe it's not a fig. I do know figs. Have you guys ever had a fig from the tree? Shout out to all of you. If you guys ever had a fig from the tree, sometimes you gotta let it get nasty, right? The nastier the fig, the better it tastes. It's almost like, have you guys ever had it from a tree? I remember when I was a young buck, there was a tree where I worked. There was a fig tree where I worked. I would wait till the sun would hit it every single day. The day that I thought I should pick it, I would grab it. I would touch the fig, right? I would touch the fig. If the fig felt squishy, I said, man, that fig is mine. Get that fig, and the first bite you have of the fig, it's like a jam. It's like a jam. It's like a juicy jam. I'm not going to say that there's juicy jam in here, but what I'm just saying in general, this is rich. It's rich. It's rich. But yes, I guess I could conform into saying that maybe the chocolate on here gives me a chunky chocolate vibe. I love that chunky chocolate, man. You could get chunky chocolate at Walgreens, your nearest Walgreens or CVS. I don't like promoting stores, but I think that's the only place you could get them. Man, I can't stand promoting stores, man. You could tell that coffee's starting to hit me. Man, I don't feel like I'm waking up now. Oh, look at that. Look at the sugar that I left. Man, that sugar over here. That sugar is what makes this really, really, really insane. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to the review we're doing. I think we're the only review on. I think I'm the only review on YouTube that does this live. Why do I do it live? Because I just got my ways. I got my ways, yes. I got my waves. I could do a video if I wanted to of these reviews, but for some of you, the videos don't impact you as much as the live streams. Just in the live stream right now, for example, I'll give you an example. I can interact with you in the chat room, Ron Lowe. I see you, Ron Lowe. Feeling awesome. I see you, Jill. I see you, Jake. I see you. And who that? Shout out to one of our great female supporters. Who that? Her name is Fuck It 88. What does that mean? That means she doesn't give a damn. She doesn't give a damn. She says, fuck it. That's sometimes good to live by that. You see, our flag, this is our flag. This is the American dream. I live in the American dream. Why? Because I'm born here, and I've always been here, and I've always loved my country. For all of you that live here, enjoy the time that we live in here in America. You don't know what the future is. So enjoy the flag. And for all of you, yes, for all of you, freedom is huge. Yes, freedom is huge. It started to get a little bit, tad bit bitter over here. Tad bit bitter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, you see this? Okay, if you're looking at this stogie right now, this stogie is not supposed to kind of look like this. All right, it's supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be around. So what you want to do is to get most of this. Remember, when they're constructing these stogies, it's meant for you to enjoy the wrapper with the filler. So you see right now, it's kind of uneven. You see that? It's uneven. I'm going to show you how to fix that. Let's fix that a little bit. It's going to be a little bit hard to do because I have a camera in front of me, all right? All right, there we go. We fix it. It's hard to fix it out here because the wind is crazy. Okay, so how do I fix it? Some of you probably wondering. You're like, what do you do? You want to even out. We want to make sure your stogie gets evened out so it tastes the same, right? So when you do that, yes, it's black right now, but give it a couple minutes and it should officially fade off and have a perfect cut. We're going to put this aside. We're going to let it rest. We're going to let it rest just a little bit, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to kind of want to make it to the point that for the time that I'm letting it rest, you want to make sure that it's even. And one thing you want to do is maintenance, right? Just like you do maintenance on your vehicles. You want to do maintenance on your stogie. Every time you look at it, you got to make sure it's balanced out perfectly. You see this? It's starting to balance out. That's good. Got to make sure it's balanced. A little bit of maintenance goes a long way on your experience in doing your own stogie. If you're with friends, sometimes you lose the fact that you have to really touch it up every now and then. And if you don't touch it up, you're going to have a canoeing, they call it canoeing, which this stogie will be all the way burnt all the way over here, and some of the other stogie will not be as burnt, right? That's what they call canoeing. This will be all over here burnt, and then all of this won't be burnt. You want to make sure it gets burnt evenly. So what you want to do is, you see this? Let's start balancing out perfectly, and then the next puff you have should be exactly how you want it, right? Exactly how you want it. for all of you. Let me say this. We have been streaming for 70 minutes on the stream. 70 minutes. I haven't drank any water. But you know, when you drink water, guess what happens? When you drink water and you're having some coffee, sometimes you might need to run to the bathroom. I'm trying to avoid drinking this water, but we're going to do it right now for all of you watching. Purified water. Some people don't know, do they? Oh, it's not really the coffee that makes you use the bathroom. What makes you use the bathroom when you're doing coffee and maybe a stogie is when you drink water. Water is the most purest thing in this world. What it does is it flushes you out, right? It flushes you out. Coffee's not supposed to be in you. So this flushes you out, and the combination of purified water or water in general with coffee sometimes can tend you to send you to the bathroom. And I do know there's a lot of people that have issues using the bathroom, right? Over here, who dat? Thank you so much for watching, though. I really appreciate it to have another moderator in here. Thank you so much. Okay, so for all of you, still good, still good. Let me take a puff. There we go. We're getting somewhere, but this over here hasn't evened out. Maybe I should put it one more time. I'll let this fade out. Let me see. It's not burning fast enough. You see this? Just because it's black doesn't mean anything. It's not burning fast enough. Cuban colada. Yes, yes. This is pure Cuban colada. It's not burning fast enough. We got to fix this. It's just pina coladas. I think I went too hard. I went too hard. That's okay. It should bounce. I went too hard. Look at that. Oof. Oof. Look. Straight cut. Straight. Look good. And then boom. Hard to do it out here. If I didn't have a camera, it'd be easy. That should balance. That should balance. No need to worry. No need to worry. Anyways, on the stream, we talked about everything on the stream so far. Right. Everything we needed to talk about on the stream. 70 minutes in. 70 minutes in. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Answer questions in the chat room. Don't be shy. Hey, let's see if we finish this up. Completely finished. Oof, we should have a little bit more. We should have a little bit more. There we go. Look at that. Balancing out perfectly. Look at this. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare. Yes, we got an Eagle Rare over there. This is a good one to have with Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare. Shout Eagle Rare. There we go. It's balancing out perfectly. Look at that. Good balance. Good balance. Now, right when this starts burning, once it starts burning into that, you should officially have something good. Now, what would be one of my favorite whiskeys to have with this? Joseph Magnus. I like Joseph Magnus cigar blend with this. Joseph Magnus cigar blend is good with this. Really nice. Really nice. But we talked about Pure Kentucky earlier with this one. Real good. Blanton's Gold with this. Oof. Real nice. And there's a lot of scotches out there that are also really good. Underrated scotches out there that some of you probably don't even know about that are really, really good with this. I wouldn't have a Macallan with this. I would definitely not have a Macallan with this. I wouldn't have an Ardbeg with this stogie either. Anything that has too much of a smokiness like Ardbeg, Lafroig, Scotch whiskey, I wouldn't have with this stogie. Some of you have to understand you don't want too much smokiness with this Oliva V, okay? You want something that has a fruitiness maybe. Maybe a rum finished Glenlivet, right? Or a rum finished Scotch whiskey. There's also rum finished bourbons out there that would be really good, and it will impact this flavor bomb that we have. It'll give it a little bit of a touch. Anything out there that has a finished cognac, bourbon whiskey that has a cognac finish. A rye whiskey finish wouldn't be too good with this one, but you could try it out if it's a low proofer. Also, another thing to honest to say, port wine cask finish. Whiskeys are really good with this. Abelauer, one of the companies, from Scotland. I would recommend you to have an Abelauer Scotch whiskey, right? Abelauer Scotch whiskey would be a good one to have with this. Dalmore, yes, Dalmore would be a good whiskey also to have with this. The 15 would be good too. Okay, so we balance this out. Let me do this. Let me do this now. Let me light this up. Precisely. Beautiful. Review on this one. Final review on this one. Exceptional. 10 out of 10. Oliva, Serie V. This is good. It's still getting there with that full body experience. When you first have it's going to be medium body, and then it's going to go straight into full body experience. Very, very nice. You saw the notes that I give you, and now you can see the construction is a lot. You see this? Now, this is how your stogie is supposed to look, a little bit better than it was last time. You want to make sure, right, that it's perfectly balanced. You saw how I did it? Give it some time, but then you saw how I did it. Whenever you have a stogie, you have to make sure the wrapper goes with the filler. Every single puff goes with the filler. And for all of you watching, this is a really good one. Get yourself one and enjoy it in the morning or in the evening. And for some of you watching, hey, you guys are freaking amazing. The review of this Oliva Serie. Oof, that was a rooster. Oliva Serie V is exceptional. What I'm going to do is, look at that. Ooh, that rooster got a frog in his throat. And it was for all of you watching. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Let me end this poll real quick. I have a poll in the chat room. How do you like your coffee? And we had 140 votes. And over here, YouTube wants me to ask you, what's the best topping combo in your pizza? Over here, how do you like your coffee? 44% said that you guys like your coffee. 44% said you like it dark out of 140. 41% said they like it with a creamer. And you have 8% said they like that Cuban colada. I'm going to show you how to make some Cuban colada eventually. And we have 7% that say they like that Starbucks coffee. Best pizza topping combo. YouTube wants me to ask you this, so we have it here. Best pizza topping combo. YouTube asked me to ask you that. To me, the best, it's plain and simple. I like mushrooms, artichoke. Let me repeat again. Mushrooms, artichoke. I don't want to put pepperoni, but if I had the option to just do two of them, mushrooms, artichoke would be it. If I had to add another one, it would either be pepperoni with artichoke mushrooms, or it would be sausage, like little baby sausage, right? Little small sausage, not the big sausage. Artichoke, small pieces of, I think they call it beef sausage or something, small little pieces, and mushroom. That would be, to me, my favorite. YouTube had asked me to ask you guys, and for some of you, you don't have to respond about that. It is the morning, and I don't want to get you into pizza. Huh? Anyways, it is Sunday. If there's ever ever a meal to have on a Sunday, it would be pizza. For all of you watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't. The final review of this one's here, and some of you might see this on members only, or it will be public. If it's not public, it's going to be members only. And for all my members, welcome to the membership club. Remember, you know what time it is? We're number one. Yes, we're number one. Don't forget to hit that like button for the video. For all of you watching, fantastic Stogie. Good morning, America. And tomorrow's the best day of the week, Monday. Today is December 14th. I wrapped it up. We are 80 minutes in. And I hope you like this live stream. If you like more of this live stream, tune in to the mornings when I do these things. Or at night, midnight shows or main shows. Sometimes I take a Stogie. And for some of you, I review it. Tune in to the streams on a weekly basis where I cook. I cook good food for all of you. I show you the recipe. I show you exactly what I'm cooking. And I show you at the end the final product. Also, we drink a little different amount of whiskeys. Obviously, this is a whiskey channel. But don't forget, we drink whiskeys and we review them. I only show you the best, only the best. And for all of you watching, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll see you all soon. Reaper officially sign out. Jason Kane, thank you so much for the stream. Adding appreciation. Thank you, everybody, for adding the stream. AM, thank you so much for adding the stream. Shout out to AM. Shout out to Jason Kane. And for anybody else that has sent appreciation on the stream, thank you so much. I'll see you all soon. Reaper